everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Hey guys, I'm TK, and today I'm gonna be doing a story time on how my sister got killed when I was 7 months pregnant with my daughter. So it was a normal day, and I was with her earlier that day, and I had went to my mama's house that morning, and our kids is the same age. They both won, but she had him in May, and I had my daughter in June. So we normally dress them exactly the same, except for he a boy and she a girl. So she was like, Takin, get up, come on, we're finna go to Walmart and find the kids some clothes. But before I go to my mama house, I'm on Facebook arguing with my ex girlfriend. And it just got to the point, like, I understand I'm pregnant, but at this point, I don't give a care. I don't care. I don't care. We can fight. Where do you want to meet at? And my sister like, promise y'all, no lie. My sister has never told me, no, we not about to go fight them. My sister's all for it. Like, she with whatever I'm with, and we on whatever. She like, no, you too pretty, you pregnant, you don't need to be fighting. And I'm like, what the hell going on with her? So she like, come on, we finna go to Walmart, go get the kids something to play in, because we're going to Uncle Baldy's. My Uncle Baldy stayed in the hood, where all the hood niggas be at. Everybody out on the block, you know. So we go to Walmart, but I'm still arguing with this girl in the process. So I'm like, bro, fuck Walmart. I'm not even going in here to get the clothes. I mean, sorry for cussing. Forget Walmart. I'm not even going in here to get the clothes. So she like, man, come on, we finna go get the kids clothes. We're gonna go put their clothes on, and we finna have fun today. Like, it's sunny outside. It feel good. Mind you, it felt great outside. So I'm like, something ain't right. So we leave Walmart. We get their outfits. We leave Walmart. We go back to my mama's, and we pull up in the hood. But when we pull up in the hood, my cousin that my sister was beefing with, I ain't gonna say beefing with, but they both had their disagreements, and wasn't nobody dealing with nobody. So it was what it was. So we ride past, and we about to get out, and we went to go park the car. So we got the kids out. Mind you, my other cousin, her daughter was born in February, maybe January, I can't remember, but might be February. No, it's January. Anyways, never mind that. All our kids is the same age. Everybody is one. So, I was like, good, I'll be here. We all about to play. We about to let the kids play. So, we get out the car, and my sister like, I'm finna go talk to my cousin, because there's no reason we need to be beefing. Sometime coming up, we need to be beefing with these hoes. I'm like, is you okay? Mind you, y'all, they was beefing hard, like, wanting to fight each other, beefing. Like, it was real beef. Like she's somebody out on the street that my sister's beefing with. Mind you, I'm already beefing with this one hoe, waiting on her to come spin through the block. I'm posting on the book, like, yeah, I'm outside, and I'm in the hood with it. And I need that. Simple as that. And I was always, I've been working on myself, but I was a hothead, and I didn't care. Because I was trying to change my life, but people always seem to bring the bad out of me. So I'm like, I'm on a block. I don't give a dang. I ain't squashing beef with nobody. It is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. So we walk up to my cousin, and my sister hugged my cousin like, I don't want to beef with you. I love you. We cousins. So everything squashed. Like, they talk. Everybody explained each other why they was beefing to each other. And it was just like ended. So like, me, I want to be seen on the block now at this point. Because, yeah, it's smoke. And I don't care. So I tell my sister, my cousin, come on, get the kids, put them in the stroller. We finna walk to the grill. Anybody who stays states will know what the grill is. So we get the kids, we walk to the grill, get them a little popsicle, whatever. Mind you, my family big. It's 1,000,005 chaps. Literally, 1,000,005. So we get the kids, and I'm like, I got a little food stamps. Shit, we about to get the kids some popsicles. So we got all the kids popsicles, and we all out there sitting on the block, just talking, like catching up with each other, because we ain't seen each other in months. Well, really ain't nobody seen me, because I was ducked off with the little Yeah, being the princess, per usual. But that's the story for another day. So, yeah, we was in the yard chopping it up, getting to know each other. So, we sitting in the yard with each other, and I'm just waiting on the hoe to bump down on the block so I can apply pressure. So, we sitting out there all day. I'm like, it's hot. I'm finna go home. So, I get my daughter, and we get in the car. And I asked my sister, I was like, is you finna go home? She was like, no, but there go my baby daddy, and he finna get his son. So I'm like, okay. I said, what you doing tonight? She was like, I might go out. So I'm like, okay. So she bumped down on her baby daddy, bumped down on her like, yeah, you watching Tyon tonight, and that's what it's gonna be. He was like, I got something to do tonight. I got plans, da da da. So my sister godmama, who raised us, like, she used to watch us for my mama and stuff. Sometimes not really me, but my sister, the one that passed away, that was her godmama. And well, one of her godmamas. So she had called her. She was like, man, Boo Hill tripping. So can you watch Tyon for me? Cause I want to go out tonight cause it's still my birthday. So I'm like, she was like, yeah, we can bring him over here later. So I was like, so you want me to take you home? And she was like, nah, mama gonna come over here in a little bit. So we'll just get a ride back across with her. So me and Tiela, we hop in the car and we go to Tia at the shop. So I go to the shop. She doing a tattoo. And I was like, oh, I don't think I want to be here. So I'm going to go home. But while I was there, this girl was like, can you do my nails? And I was like, I don't think I want to do nails today. But I can get you in tomorrow. She was like, that's fine. First thing in the morning. I said, bet. So I go home. And I'm eating the seafood that we made the night before. And then I end up, it's like 6 o'clock. And I end up falling asleep. Around 8, my sister called me like, I need your ID because where I'm going, we might be going to the club, but we going to this party in the country. So I'm like, all right. But the party that she was going to was one of her little people. So I guess she was just trying to go out there to be seen. Knowing her, knowing us, I get it. But I was like, all right, you can get my ID. So she was like, please, can you come out with me? I'm like, nah, I don't want to come out. Not tonight. I ain't really feeling it. She was like, man, it's my birthday. You didn't even go out with me for my birthday. I'm like, I still don't want to go out tonight. So we on the phone just chopping it up. And she telling me shit. And we just chopping it up. I was like, I'm fucking mad at you because you ain't let me beat that bitch ass. I mean, sorry, TikTok. You ain't let me fight that girl. She like, I ain't want y'all to fight. And I was like, it's alright. She was like, well, can I use your ID for the night? I'm like, shoot, yeah, you can use the ID. You gotta come get it though. She was like, I ain't got no ride. I was like, you better tell mom come bring you to get it. So she was taking forever to come. So I ended up falling asleep on the couch. So as I fall asleep on the couch, she ended up coming about 9:10. I don't know what time. Between 9 and 10, she ended up coming to get the ID. And she was like, you better be glad I found me a ride. I said, no, you better be glad you found your ride. She was like, can I use your car? Use my car? Miss girl. No. Now you're reaching a little bit too far. ID, A1, okay. My car? So, she was like, it's all right. Because when I get my taxes, you want to drive my car. I said, no, I'm not. But whatever, girl. All right, you got it. So... then she couldn't even drive. Everything she drove, she hit somebody's damn car. My mama used to tear her ass up for her. But anyways, never mind that. So, after she leave, I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, that's my girl. Like, this really my twin. I fuck with her. So, I end up falling back asleep. And I stayed asleep. My Tia came home. And she sat on the couch with me while I slept. And then she went and got in the bed. And then I think it was like 12:45. Something told me to get up. But when I sat up, it was like weight on my shoulders. So I sat up. Y'all know what? I'm lying. So now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't sit up yet. I was on the couch having a dream, but I couldn't come out of it. Like, I couldn't wake up. So y'all know how they be saying, like, the devil riding your back? That's how I felt. Like I was being held down in my sleep, and it did not want me to wake up. So I finally, like, sit up on the couch, and my heart beating fast. And I'm like, Tia. She like, Mind you, she saying, like she sleep. So I go in there, and I cut the light on, and I change my clothes. Because I was sweating. Everything was wet. So she had got Tiella for me, and both of them was already in the bed asleep. So I finally get in the bed, but I can't go to sleep because I'm shooken up. So as I'm sitting there, I'm scrolling on Facebook, and I'm seeing everybody partying. Like, everybody is partying. And I'm watching everybody, like, stories and stuff, and everybody's, like, living. I'm like, dang, I might have should have went out. But nah, I ain't feeling going out right now. So I ended up falling back to sleep. So my Snapchat is ringing. So I'm like, who is calling me on Snapchat this many times? So I sit up at my bed, and when I sit up, I answer the Snapchat, and you hear nothing but ruckus. But you hear people, like, screaming, like everybody is screaming in the background. So I'm like, hello, and I hang up the phone. But I didn't read who was calling me yet. It was my little cousin Josiah. She called me back. So I'm like, hello? She like, Nanky just got shot, and she out there laying in the middle of the ground. So I'm like, what you mean Nanky just got shot? She like, they was out here, and next thing I know, I heard gunshots, and Nanky out there laying on the ground. So I'm like, it's not registering to me. Like, I'm like, so what's going on? She was like, your mama out there, and she out there, and they saying she ain't breathing. They saying she ain't breathing. I said, I'm on my way. Me saying I'm on my way, it took me 15 minutes to get out the house because I'm sitting up here walking around in circles in my room. Mind you, I don't have no clothes on. I just have on a t-shirt. My daughter don't have no clothes on. Tia don't have no clothes on. And when I hang up the phone with her, I drop to my knees praying to God. That's the first thing I did. God, please don't take my baby sister from me. You can do anything in this world to me. Don't take my sister away from me. Not right now. So I'm sitting there, and I'm on the floor, and I'm praying to God, praying. Until, like, get up, we gotta get over there. So I'm looking for my car keys. She was like, just go. I keep Tiella. I'm looking for my car keys. I can't find them. Nowhere. Like, nowhere. So she was like, here, just take my car. So I stayed on the opposite side of town where my sister got shot at. And it was like 5-7 minutes to me getting to where she was. So I hop in the car, and I'm driving. But on my way there, it's not registering to me. I'm on the side of town with the hospital. So they fitting to be coming across here, coming to this side of town. So as I'm driving, I'm on the phone with my little cousin. I'm like, what's going on there? She was like, they put her in the ambulance. Your mama them still out there. Your mama was doing CPR on her. And I'm like, God, please. The whole time I'm driving, I'm like, God, please don't take my sister away from me. So in Statesville, you got to pass the tennis court, and then you coming up to the bank. But as I'm coming up to the bank to go to Southside, the state trooper is blocking the road off so the EMS, so there's no traffic, so the EMS can get her to the hospital. So as he blocking the road off, I did a U-turn in the middle of the road because my cousin had told me that the EMS is on the way to the hospital. I did a U-turn in the middle of the road. He come following me. I'm going to the hospital. By this time, I'm not stopping. There's no stopping this car until I get there. So that's just what it was going to be. Like I said, I did a U-turn in the middle of the road as the state trooper is blocking off the road. I most definitely did a U-turn in the middle of the dang on road. I did a U-turn, and he was coming after me as I'm doing the U-turn. I'm on my way back to the hospital, but I passed the tennis court. I turned at the tennis court, and I'm about to be right here at Food Line and stuff, where the viewpoint is to go to the hospital. So I'm not stopping. Got my 4 ways on and everything. I'm not stopping, so you're going to have to come get me. This is just what it was going to be. So as I get to the hospital, the state trooper, I pull in front of the emergency room thing, and I jump out the car. He was like, ma'am, why you didn't stop the car for blue lights? And I was like, my sister just got shot, and they said they was on their way here, so I wasn't stopping for you. So he looked at me, and as he looked at me, the fire truck and the EMS is pulling in. But as the EMS is pulling in, they pull up and back in. But as they backing in, I look in the back of the EMS, and it's a firefighter, a dude firefighter, on top of my sister giving her CPR. That broke me down to my knees. So I'm like, God, please, please just save her. Just save her. That's all I want you to do. Just please save her. If you don't do nothing, just save my sister. Her son need her. More than anybody in this world, her son need her. So I'm just out there, and the police like, I need your license and registration. I said, sir, I'm be honest, I don't have anything. And I'm just sitting there praying. And I'm praying, and I'm praying, and I'm praying. So when I hung up the phone with my cousin, music started playing out my phone. And what's that song called? There will be mountains that I will have to climb. That started playing on my phone. And the police officer that worked at the hospital, he was my old SR officer at my high school. He grabbed me and hugged me. He was like, she gonna be okay. And I said, please help her. Just help her. So I'm like, please just let me go back there with her. She don't have nobody back there with her. She need me. Just please let me go back there. They was like, no, the hospital on lockdown. We trying everything that we can for her. So I'm sitting out there. My mama and everybody pull up. All my cousins outside the hospital. We all out there. And I'm just out there. And I'm sitting on the steps. And I'm in a daze. Trying to figure out what went wrong. So the people that was out there with her, I'm asking them, like, what happened? What happened? And they was like, she was twerking in the middle of the road. That everybody was out in the middle of the road. She was twerking, and they heard gunshots, and she ran through my uncle's yard. And she bent down behind my mama's car that was parked outside of his house. Because I guess they had a cookout or something there. But my mama's car was still there. And she bent down behind my mama's car. And when she bent down, we seen her fingerprints. She bent down, and when she came back up, she got shot. But when she got shot, she didn't know she got shot because her adrenaline was still running. And the bullet went straight through her heart. So when she got shot, she's still running through the yard, but she hit it's like a hole in the yard, and she hit it, and she fell, and she got back up. And she ran to the side of my aunt's car, and her door was locked. And she was pulling it and pulling it. So my aunt unlocked the door. And the last time that she went to go pull the door, she dropped. So I guess everybody, I don't know. So everybody just telling me nobody knows what happened. So we just sitting outside the hospital. We sitting out there for like 2 hours, but it felt like forever. And as I'm sitting out there, her godmama called. Nobody even told her what happened, but her godmama called my mama. She was like, have you seen Nanky? She was like, Nanky got shot. She was like, her son is up screaming, crying. So she was just like, I'm going to come get him after I handle all this. So we sitting there. And then, as we sitting outside the hospital, a doctor, all of me and my cousins is in one area, like we on the steps. And a doctor come out and he was like, I need her immediate family. So me not registering in my head that he finna tell me what he finna tell me, I'm like, I'm going. So, we all, me, my mama, my oldest sister, my cousin who like a sister to me, and my aunt, and my stepdad, my dad, and his wife. We all in this room. They take us in the hospital. I'm thinking they taking us to her. They take us in this hospital, and I remember he taking us around the corner, and he take us into a room, and he was like, I'm gonna come back because I have to have another doctor here. So I'm gonna be right back. So my older sister, she like, y'all, my stomach is bubbling. I have to go to the bathroom. So as he come back in as she going in the bathroom. She was like, y'all can just tell me what happened. I can hear through the door. So I'm like, it's too much going on in here right now. So we sitting there in the room. It's full of silence. Nothing but heartbeats. And the doctor look at my mama and say, the bullet went through her heart, and there's no way that we can do the surgery that we need on her here. I was like, so why y'all don't airlift her? Why did they even bring her here if y'all can't do anything? He was like, I'm gonna be honest, if we put her in the air, she's going to die. She's gonna die in the air. So he was like, she's up, and she's alert. And if y'all want to go say any last words to her, y'all can. And I remember my cousin my aunt running out the hospital. Like, she just take off running. And I'm looking at my mama and my daddy flipping the chairs over. And he locked my older sister in the bathroom, and she beating on the hospital door. And the doctor let her out. And I'm looking at my mom, and my mom is so devastated. Like, and mind you, my mom was just out there doing CPR on her. So she got blood everywhere. On her hands, on her clothes. And she got on a nightgown. She was coming from home. She came from home, all the way from home. She didn't stay far, but she left home to go do CPR on her baby. So I remember going into the room with my mama. But as I looked at my sister, look in the room and I look in a hospital bed, her hair was turned to the side, but she had on my jacket. And it was bloody. Everything was just bloody. And I just remember, like, my mama talking to her. And my mama was like, it's okay. You can go if you want to. And they was untubing her. And I remember her saying, just take care of my son. And that's the last words I ever heard her say to anybody. And as I was sitting there still in the daze, sorry. I don't know where my head is. As I walk outside, everybody like, is she okay? Is they doing surgery? And I was like, she gone. And I fell to my knees And I just remember everybody just like on top of me, hugging me like, I'm so sorry, Taki, I'm so sorry. The hospital telling us that everybody gotta leave because it's way too many people there. We have a big family. So my mama talking to the funeral home people and everything. So we all go back to where she died at. And I remember pulling up over there but couldn't get out the car. I could not get out of the car. And I remember my mama getting a pan out of my uncle's house with some water in it, trying to clean up her blood. And I remember seeing all the like the little tubes and stuff from the EMS out there still on the ground, and my mama out there scrubbing the ground. And I'm trying to pick my mama up off the ground. I'm like, come on, it's okay. She was like, no, they running over my baby blood. They running over my baby blood. So my uncle was just like, I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to clean it up. So my mama kept having panic attacks. So I'm like, Mama, you got to calm down. I'm still to the point where, like, everybody is calling my phone. When I say everybody is calling my phone. And I don't know what to tell nobody. So as we out here, I see the detectives still out there, and they put it down, like the little yellow things with the numbers. And the detective told my mom it was 158 gunshots, and your daughter was the only one that got shot, and she got shot one time. So I remember my cousin who was out there, he would just kept replaying the story to us. What happened? And it was just so crazy, like, what the fuck happened out here? So I sit there, and I remember falling asleep in the car. And when I woke up, the baby was over there. Her son, Tyon, he was over there. And he wouldn't let me put him down. It was just like he was hooked to my hip. Me and my sister look just like, as you can see, just my little sister. But he was just hooked to me like he didn't want nobody. And I was just so lost and confused and hurt, and I just felt like I was let down, like God let me down. And I just remember, like, I didn't know what to do next. Like, I went home, and I remember my sister had like 3 balloon releases. She had a block party. It was so much stuff that they had for her. Only thing I remember is I went home, went to sleep, and came back over there to where my mom then was. My mama never went and changed her clothes. She still had on this nightgown. I had to bring her some clothes. I remember my uncle had this old school van with some rims on it with some speakers in there. And I remember somebody putting me on top of his van. And I looked up, and the whole entire block, it was just so many people out there for her. I never knew my sister knew this many people. But my sister was the life of the party. When I tell y'all she would go be twerking everywhere, around, anywhere, she didn't give a dang. She would twerk anywhere. And it was just so crazy how she had 4 funeral services. It was COVID time too. So they said she only could have 2. She had 4. And it was like 500 people per service. And she had 4. It was just like I was so hurt, lost, and confused. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, this is somebody I be with every day. somebody that looked just like me. And for them to be took away from me like that within a blink of an eye, I cherish my brothers and sisters a lot more now. I actually do. Even though we all might not get along all the time, but I love them.
Hey, what to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. I don't know if it's lit, but it was a good one. At first, it started off slow, but we finally got to the story. But I guess it all makes sense when you put it all together. Hey, a story time gonna be a story time, you know. And I didn't at first when I was listening, I was just like, wow, just she ain't getting to the real reason of what's happening. She just going on, and I guess it just all makes sense. Like people, I don't like when people, but no, I don't mind when people don't understand the story. I get it. I get it. Let the comments fly. You don't understand the story. It's taking too long. I get it. But then sitting back and listening to something like this and just thinking like, damn, I ain't had no situation like this. And then my heart break for her because I'm just thinking like, man, all the stuff that you go through, then knowing that there was like, she said it was like 150 something shots. Your sister was the only one hit in one time. That's all it take. Changed the whole trajectory of everything. And it was a lucky shot. Because these niggas shot off 100, and this is the recklessness of the black community that y'all would do this. I don't know if somebody was shooting back or if it was just all one-sided. I'm gonna say somebody was shooting back because that's a lot of shots. You know what I mean? But for nobody to be hit but her is the recklessness of our young black community shooting these guns. I'm not saying go get training and become a marksman killer, but I mean it's reckless. It's very reckless. Um, when you think of white people, I'm gonna just go for it. White people, they take their kids out hunting. They're not taking their kids out hunting for, yeah, they taking the kids out hunting for deer because like that's the that's how you live off the land if something ever happens. But if you get into a situation that's a real life situation, you know how to use a firearm. These kids are going out here grabbing these firearms and just being reckless with them. So, sending condolences to this young lady and her family. Her name is TK or Tiki or something like that. She went by Tiki or something like that. But it's just sad to see a woman that just didn't want no parts of the street life, but lose her life to some street shit that had nothing to do with her. And I would hope that there was some type of closure or justice served in this situation because, you know, ninjas need to die. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes some ninjas need to die. And that I'm not saying the way that this happened for her. I'm not saying to go back and be more violence. But of course you're gonna have to die violently. But I'm just saying because shooting wild into a crowd and killing innocent women and children, you got to be taken out. It's just a fact. So tough story. Tough story. I didn't know we was going that deep. Your dad started you at 7 years old. Huh? Listen, okay, I live in Oklahoma City, right? But we was raised in Forest Park. Now, if you look up Forest Park, it's like the countryside inside the city. Like Oklahoma City is not like this big major like city, houses everywhere, duplexes and all that shit. And you reach out one window and you could touch your neighbor's window. No, your neighbor is like nigga way over there. But we had a big property on in Forest Park, and I used to shoot my BB gun. So we had a what's that thing called? A clothesline. We had a clothesline. Kids gonna be like, "What's a clothesline?" We had a clothesline. So our house was right here. When we had to go wash our clothes, eventually, when plumbing came around, my grandfather had plumbing put into the laundry room. And before, when the plumbing was put in the laundry room, it was only a sink. So my grandma and them, my mom and them, when they was growing up, they had to wash their clothes by hand. They wash their clothes by hand, then they'll go right outside and put the clothes on the clothesline, right? I'm just explaining this. I think some of y'all ain't old enough, but most of y'all are. um, yeah, shout out to Langston University. Yeah, I'm from Oklahoma City. Um, shout my sister graduated from Langston. Yep, at 2020, 2007 or 2004 or 6. 2006 she graduated. Oh no, 2005 she graduated from Langston. Langston Lions. But you don't see the hat. Um, but we had thing. What's that thing called? Oh, the clothesline. So on one of the clothesline, because they were like 30, 40 feet apart, something like that. Um, I used to hang up. I used to hang stuff on it, and I take my BB gun out there and I do target practice, and then I'll put a bucket under it because if I hit my target, I could save my BBs because you'll lose BBs out there. And I used to do that. Then I go for another target. I put target out there by the barn because we had a barn. I put the target by the barn, and then again put the bucket there so it'll catch all my BBs and I can keep shooting. So yeah, I learned how to shoot. Then when it came to real guns, it was like, it was easy. It was just um learning to shoot the gun. I was shooting guns like we were shooting guns at all ages. I know. Yeah, we were shooting guns responsibly because we was out in the country. I mean, but it was pretty country.